Episode 7. No Exit. Marcus's blood turned to ice. Through Robert's office window, he could see the street below. 3 men in dark coats positioned at different angles, their attention fixed on the Nexus's entrance. One stood near a black sedan, his hand inside his jacket in a way that made Marcus's stomach clench. "How long have they been there?" Robert asked, his voice steady despite the tension in his jaw. "I just saw them when I was coming back from the deli." Diane moved to the window, staying to the side where she couldn't be seen from below. "The one by the car, I've seen him before. 2 weeks ago, outside my building. I thought I was being paranoid, but now." Marcus felt the weight of his father's notebook in his jacket pocket, the cassette tape Robert had rewound and placed in its case on the desk. 20 years of silence, compressed into paper and magnetic tape. Evidence that could destroy the Deluca family. Evidence that had already gotten his father killed. "We need to call the police," Diane said. Robert shook his head. "And tell them what? That we're afraid of men standing on a public street. By the time we explain about the tape, about James Chen, the Delucas will know we have it. They probably have cops on their payroll." "Vincent warned me," Marcus said quietly. "He said people had been looking for this evidence for 20 years. That's why he hid it, kept the key separate, never told anyone where it was." He looked at the tape player, the reels still visible through the plastic window, his father's voice preserved like a ghost. "I know what I'm doing. I know what it will cost." "The journalist," Robert said. "We get this to the Times, get it published, and it becomes too public for them to cover up. That's our insurance." "How?" Diane asked. "They're watching the front door. You think they'll just let Marcus walk out carrying evidence against them?" Marcus moved to the window, careful to stay in the shadows. The man by the sedan had shifted position, now facing the building directly. He was young, maybe 30, with the thick build of someone who worked with his hands, or his fists. The other 2 were older, more watchful. All 3 had the same quality Marcus had seen in Vincent's bodyguards at the Red Dragon. Men who had done violence and would do it again without hesitation. "There has to be a back way out," Marcus said. Robert grimaced. "Fire escape in the back, but it opens onto an alley. They'll have someone there too if they're smart. And they didn't stay in business 20 years by being stupid." "Then we wait them out," Diane suggested. "Call some people. Get a crowd here. They won't try anything with witnesses." "They killed my father in front of witnesses," Marcus said. The words came out harder than he intended. "Ran him down in broad daylight and made it look like an accident. Vincent said there were people who saw it happen, but nobody talked. Nobody wanted to be next." The room fell silent except for the distant sounds of the city, traffic, voices, the perpetual background noise of New York. Marcus thought about his father walking into that warehouse, knowing what he was about to witness, knowing it would probably kill him. Someone has to remember. Someone has to tell the truth. "I could go," Diane said suddenly. "Take the evidence. They don't know who I am. I'm just another person leaving the building." "No." Marcus and Robert spoke simultaneously. "They saw you come in running," Robert continued. "If you leave carrying something, they'll stop you, and we don't know how far they'll go. James Chen was murdered over this. We can't risk." A sound from downstairs cut him off. The front door of the Nexus opening, footsteps on the stairs. Heavy footsteps, multiple people. Robert moved quickly, gathering the tape, the notebook, the photographs. "My apartment," he said quietly. "Backstairs, 3rd floor, keys under the mat. If something happens..." "Nothing's going to happen," Marcus said, but his hands were shaking as he helped Robert stuff the evidence into a canvas bag. The footsteps were on the 2nd floor now, coming closer. Diane positioned herself by the door, and Marcus saw she was holding a heavy glass paperweight from Robert's desk. Her face was set, determined. "Castellano!" A voice boomed from the hallway. "We know you're up there. We just want to talk." Robert caught Marcus's eye and mouthed, "Go." He pointed to a door at the back of the office that Marcus hadn't noticed before, probably a storage closet or bathroom. Marcus hesitated. Everything in him rebelled against running, against leaving Robert and Diane to face whatever was coming up those stairs. But the evidence in his hands was more important than pride. His father had died for it. Vincent had protected it for 20 years. If the Delucas got it back now, it would all be for nothing. He moved to the back door as quietly as he could. Behind him, he heard Robert call out, "The Nexus is closed today. Whatever you're selling, we're not interested." "We're not selling anything." The voice was closer now, just outside the office. "We're looking for someone. Young Chinese kid, about 25. Seen him?" Marcus eased the back door open. It led to a narrow hallway he'd never seen before. The building's service corridor, probably, where the super kept cleaning supplies and accessed the utilities. A metal staircase spiraled down into darkness. "A lot of people come through here," Robert said. "You'll have to be more specific." There was a sound of wood splintering. They'd kicked in the office door. Marcus ran. The service stairs were steep and poorly lit, the metal treads slick with years of grime. He took them two at a time, the canvas bag clutched to his chest, his father's evidence pressing against his ribs. Above him, he could hear shouting, Diane's voice raised in anger, the crash of furniture being overturned. He had to get help. Had to get this to the times before. The staircase ended in a basement he didn't recognize. Concrete floor, exposed pipes, the smell of mildew and heating oil. A single bulb threw weak yellow light across stacked boxes and old furniture. There were two doors, one metal, probably leading to the alley, and one wooden, maybe connecting to the building next door. Marcus tried the metal door first. Locked. He threw his weight against it, but it didn't budge, probably barred from the outside. The wooden door was his only option. It opened into another basement, this one darker and more cluttered. He could hear voices above him, the sounds of a normal Sunday afternoon, television, conversation, children playing, a residential building. He needed to find the stairs. Get up to street level, lose himself in the neighborhood before. He came down here. The voice echoed down the metal staircase he'd just descended. Check the basement, all the exits. Marcus moved deeper into the darkness, feeling his way between boxes and old appliances. His hand found a wall, then a door frame. Another door, this one opening onto a narrow corridor. He could see light ahead. A window, maybe, or another exit. Footsteps behind him now, heavy boots on concrete. A flashlight beam swept across the basement, highlighting dust motes and cobwebs. Come on, kid. We just want to talk. Nobody has to get hurt. The same thing they'd probably said to his father before they ran him down. Marcus kept moving, following the corridor as it turned and narrowed. The light ahead was coming from a door with a small window, the building's front entrance. He could see the street beyond, normal Sunday afternoon traffic, people walking, living their lives. Safety, witnesses. If he could just get outside into the crowd. The door was locked. Marcus rattled the handle desperately, then threw his shoulder against it. The door shuddered, but held. Through the window, he could see an elderly woman walking past with a shopping bag, completely unaware of the drama unfolding inside. There's nowhere to go. The voice was closer now, almost conversational. We know about the tape. We know what your old man did. Give it to us, and maybe we can work something out. You're young. You got your whole life ahead of you. Don't throw it away over something that happened 20 years ago. Marcus pressed his back against the door, his mind racing. The evidence in the bag was the only leverage he had, the only thing keeping him alive. If he gave it up, they'd kill him. If he didn't, they'd kill him and take it anyway, unless he could get it to someone else first. He looked around frantically. The corridor had one other door, apartment 1A, according to the tarnished brass number. He could hear a radio playing inside, big band music from another era. Without thinking, Marcus pounded on the door. Please! I need help, please. The radio went silent. Footsteps approached from inside, slow and shuffling. Who's there? An old man's voice, suspicious. Please, sir. I need to use your phone. It's an emergency. There are men. The flashlight beam found him. Marcus turned to see two figures emerging from the basement corridor. The thick-built young man from the street and an older one with gray hair and cold eyes. Step away from the door, kid. The apartment door opened a crack. Security chains still attached. An elderly man peered out, his face lined and weathered, eyes sharp despite his age. He took in Marcus's desperate expression, the two men advancing down the corridor, and something in his face hardened. You got trouble, son? Yes, sir. Please. I'm calling the police, the old man announced loudly, his voice carrying down the corridor. I got a phone right here. I'm calling them right now. The two men stopped. The younger one started to move forward, but the older one grabbed his arm. "Too many witnesses," he muttered. "Not here." They backed away slowly, but their eyes never left Marcus. "This isn't over," the older one said. "We know where you live. We know where your friends live. You can't run forever." They disappeared back into the basement darkness. Marcus sagged against the wall, his legs suddenly weak. The old man unhooked the security chain and opened his door fully. He was small and thin, wearing a cardigan despite the warm weather, but his eyes were alert and knowing. "You better come in," he said, "and you better tell me what kind of trouble you're in, because those boys looked serious." Marcus clutched the canvas bag tighter. Inside was his father's voice, his father's evidence, his father's last act of courage. And now Marcus had to decide, who could he trust with it? Who could he trust with his life? The old man was watching him with an expression Marcus couldn't quite read. "I know that look," he said quietly. "I was in France in '44. I've seen men running for their lives. Come on in before they come back with more friends." Marcus stepped inside, and the old man closed the door, throwing the deadbolt and reattaching the security chain. The apartment was small and cluttered, filled with the accumulated possessions of a long life. Photographs on every surface, books stacked in corners, the smell of coffee and old pipe tobacco. "Name's Frank Kowalski," the old man said. "And before you ask, yeah, I'm calling the cops. But first, you're going to tell me what's really going on. Because those weren't ordinary thugs. Those were professionals. And you," he nodded at the canvas bag, "you're carrying something they want real bad." Marcus sank into a worn armchair, his whole body shaking with delayed reaction. Through the window, he could see the street, normal and peaceful. Somewhere up above, Robert and Diane were facing those men. Somewhere out there, the Deluca family was deciding what to do next. And here, in this stranger's apartment, Marcus had to make the most important decision of his life. "My name is Marcus Chen," he said, "and my father was murdered 20 years ago for what's in this bag. Now they want to kill me for it, too." Frank Kowalski settled into the chair opposite him and reached for his telephone. But he didn't dial. Instead, he looked at Marcus with eyes that had seen too much history, too much violence, too much truth. "Then we better make sure they don't get the chance," he said. "Tell me everything."
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.